this video we're going to learn a little bit about some Irish mythology. We're going to look at the story of Setanta and how he became Cú Chulainn. Along the way we're going to learn lots of useful words and phrases that will help explain this transition from Setanta into Cú Chulainn. Before we start, I want to give a quick shout out to another great YouTube channel I came across recently, Gaeilge Imachrí by Molly McHale. Some great videos on there worth checking out, and don't forget to follow her on Instagram. Information on screen now. So the story of Setanta begins in a place that is currently known as Dundalk. The Irish for Dundalk is Dún Dealgan. Dún Dealgan. And at the time of Setanta, this was within the province of Ulster. The Irish for Ulster is Ulla. Ulla. As a young boy, Setanta was incredibly adventurous, brave and strong. The Irish for adventurous is Fiontrach. Fiontrach. Strong is Loider. Loider. And brave, Croga. Croga. What the young Setanta wanted more than anything else was to join with his uncle, Conor MacNessa, who lived about 25 kilometres away. And under Conor's command was a band of youth warriors, apprentice warriors, that would go on to defend Ulster from foreign invaders. The Irish for a youth band or a group of youths is Macra. Macra. And the Irish for a knight, as in a soldier, is Ridere. Ridere. This was Setanta's dream, and he constantly pestered his mother to allow him to join his uncle at his fort so he could fulfill his destiny. Eventually his mother relented. Daintig she agreed. Daintig she. So the young Setanta set out on a journey, Ashter is journey, Ashter, to his uncle's fort nearby. The Irish for fort is Dún. Dún. Before long, Setanta reached his destination. Hroche is to reach, so he reached Hroche. Once he got there, he noticed that a game of hurling was taking place. Thug sé faoi deire, he took note of, or he noticed. Thug sé faoi deire. The Irish for hurling is imont. Imont. And the boys were playing Eg Immert. Eg Immert. Setanta, being such a keen sports person and an athletic figure, immediately took part in the game of hurling. Glach sé part. He took part. Glach sé part. However, this was uninvited. Gan chuine. Gan chuine. And this upset the other boys. In fact, they were furious. Bulle is furious. Bulle. So much so that they attacked the young Setanta. Dunsig Sheed, they attacked Dunsig Sheed, and a fight broke out. The Irish for fight is Trid. Trid. However, because Setanta was so strong and powerful, he was well able to defend himself. The Irish for to defend yourself is Cussin. So, Chussin sé. Chussin sé é féin. He defended himself. Chussin sé é féin. All this commotion created a lot of noise. Turn is the Irish for noise. Turn. So the king emerged, and although he was upset to see the older boys picking on Setanta, at the same time he was very impressed at the way Setanta was able to defend himself. So Anna Tóga is very impressed or very taken. Anna Tóga. So much so that King Conor extended an invitation to Setanta to join him later that evening at a feast at a local blacksmith's residence. So the Irish for invitation is Cuire. Cuire. And the Irish for blacksmith is Gawa Dove. Gawa Dove. The blacksmith's name was Cullen, and he carried out a lot of work for the king in terms of making equipment and weapons and things like that. The Irish for a feast is Festa. Festa. Although you could also use kosher as well for a party. Kosher. When it came time to leave, however, another game of hurling had started, and Setanta didn't want to leave the game early. So he said he would follow the king through the woods and he would meet him later at the blacksmith's house. The king, although surprised, agreed with this. So the Irish for follow is lan, lan. And the Irish for cart tracks, the cart tracks that he would follow later on, is causa, causa. He would follow the cart tracks of the chariot. The Irish for chariot is carabad, carabad. However, ófach is ófach. However, the game went on longer than anyone anticipated, so it was quite late by the time Setanta was making his way to the blacksmith's. Dénach is the Irish for late, dénach. At the blacksmith's, however, the king had forgotten to tell the blacksmith Cullen that there would be a guest arriving later, and because Cullen was not expecting anyone, he let his huge hound loose on his property. This massive guard dog was known and feared throughout Ulster, and he would protect the land and property of Cullen. The Irish for land or property is talamh, talamh, and the Irish for hound is cú, cú. So eventually when Setanta reached the property of Cullen the blacksmith, he was very, very surprised and shocked to see this huge hound running at him and about to attack him. All that Setanta had with him was his hurl and his hurling ball. The Irish for a hurl is come on, come on. And the Irish for a hurling ball is schlitter, schlitter. Instinct took over. What Setanta did was he threw up the ball, swung back with his hurl, and hit the ball at the approaching hound so hard that it went into the hound's mouth, and the hound subsequently let out a huge howl. The Irish for howl is glom, glom. This howl was so loud and so piercing that it could be heard all through the province of Ulster. The hound would die almost instantly, and hearing all this commotion, the revellers came out to see what was happening. When Setanta presented the carcass of the hound, they were shocked, and once Setanta realised what had happened, he was incredibly apologetic and distraught. There and then, he made a solemn promise that he, Setanta, would take the place of the hound until a new one could be raised. The Irish for a promise is gealtanas, gealtanas, hug sé gealtanas. He made a promise, hug sé gealtanas. And that's how Setanta got the name Cú Chulainn, the Hound of Cullen. And he was so dedicated to this task that legend has it he often slept with one eye open as he protected the land of the blacksmith Cullen. So if you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more like this, please let me know in the comment section and give it a like. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.